Hi everyone, welcome to today's weekly market view for the week of Monday 18th of April to Friday the 22nd of April 2022. My name is Vishal and I'm going to be going through the Nifty, Bank Nifty and some sectors to identify some potential opportunities for the coming week. So let's dive down deep into the charts and let's find out where the levels are. Alright, so let's start with the Nifty analysis and let's start with the monthly chart as we do always. And if you look at the monthly chart, then not a lot of changes from how the prices have been moving. However, I had pointed out at these long wicks that are indicating some kind of a selling pressure. Now, usually this happens when the markets tend to, move into a little bit of a consolidation mode, and probably this is indicating that there is some sell-off or some supply coming in at the upper levels. Let's go on to the weekly chart and let's gauge at the weekly chart of the Nifty. We can see that prices are more or less reacting from this pivot supply zone, and the first indication was this doji candle. As I mentioned last week, that this is an indication of a sign of a change in trend. Usually this happens when prices are coming closer to a demand level or a supply level. Then these patterns hold a little bit of an importance. And if you see over here is that we have this this rally based rally demand which has been created here. Now if you see closely, the prices have nearly rallied from 15,900 odd levels to nearly 18,100 odd levels, right? So there is bound to be some correction coming into the market, and we are seeing that as we speak. We are also seeing that the SGX Nifty is indicating a pretty significant gap down tomorrow, but that will eventually be more clear once the markets actually open and whether we are going to be seeing that happening. Let's move on to the daily chart. On the daily chart, we also see that the options volatility or the premiums have significantly gone down on Wednesday, right? Thursday and Friday being a holiday, we have seen a significant drop in volatility. This indicates that option premiums are currently, very cheap at the moment, and buying options will be, more emphasized on rather than selling options. If you look at the daily chart right now, and we might have to just ignore this extra candle over here. So there is a level of demand, and this level of demand is actually seen more on the 75 minutes chart. So let's bring the 75 minutes charts up here. Look at the 75 minutes chart. You will see that there are these gap levels which might tend to hold. You have this one level over here which is around 17,215, and then you have also this gap level over here. So this is where our markets might likely to open on Monday morning, and then we might be able to see some reaction coming along from there. Let's move on to the next chart, which is the Bank Nifty. Let's start off with the monthly chart, and if you look at the monthly chart, let's make all the charts look nice and clear. So yes, as the monthly demand is prominently holding, and right now more than anything else you can see how Bank Nifty is actually playing out from that monthly level of demand. If you also just keep a close watch on the weekly chart, so let's go to the weekly chart. Let's remove all the tools. Right. Okay, so let's mark this demand zone once again. So monthly demand zone is holding, indicating consolidation. On the weekly chart, we are seeing a lot of indecision happening, and this is also indicating a little bit of a sell-off pressure. We can see that more or less on the daily chart. We can see that the options premiums are also comparatively very, very low right now. So buying options will be more prudent right now, and then selling options. We can see that prices are reacting to this daily supply level and reacting pretty nicely. Actually, we have this level of demand here which is a little far away from the current market price, but seems like Bank Nifty is more or less likely to test that demand zone in the coming week if there is slight more selling pressure. Let's go to the USD INR, and and let's look at graphs here. Okay, so what are we seeing on the USD INR? So on the USD INR, the monthly chart is indicating that it wants to push to the upside. Now, any move on the USD INR to the upside will indicate that there is going to be more selling pressure on the Nifty and the other indices, right? Because the USD INR and Nifty are inversely correlated. If you look at the Nifty weekly chart, we do have a weekly supply over here, and when we look more or less closely to this weekly supply zone, we are seeing 76.54 to 77. This is more or less, I would say, or we call it a picture of supply, but there could be some consolidation happening over here. So the interim barrier for the USD INR is this 76.77 handle, right, which is also very close to the 77 round number. So it will be interesting to see that if the Nifty begins to fall, is the USD INR going to start pushing and pushing strongly to the upside. Comparatively, if you compare the volatility on the options premiums of the Nifty, Bank Nifty versus the USD INR, the USD INR options are indicating their options are expensive. So again, it's more more likely that to implement better option selling strategies in the USD INR more than anything else, and buying options will not be a good idea. At least that is what is being pointed out by this indicator at the bottom. Let's now move into a very interesting sector, a sector which has been more or less the talk of the town, because we have been expecting a lot of earnings, and what we can see on the Nifty ID sector is we are seeing this monthly demand zone. Our price is far away from this monthly demand zone, and the picture might likely to change this week because Infosys, TCS have all announced their results last week, and the market somehow is going to be reacting to the results as such, right? So on the monthly chart, we have a level which is far away from the current market price. On the weekly chart, also we have one more level just before everything else, which is holding, and it'll be interesting to see whether it's able to hold for probably the second or the third time as we go along. So this is what is being indicated on the Nifty IT sector. If we go slightly to the intraday charts, there are some interesting levels that have been created on the intraday charts of the sector chart, to be honest, because if you just closely observe that there is a lot of supply on the sector chart. So any move to the upside will probably be sold off, right? And of course, you have to be a little careful right now because the IT sector is also significantly sold off, right? So on Monday, when we have a gap down opening because of the Infosys ADR is was trading close to around 7 to 8% down, we might see a significant gap down in Infosys also. Now, can that be an opportunity to enter this market? More or less demand and supply will dictate those terms, right? So let's quickly look at the Infosys chart, and let's gauge what price action is telling us on Infosys, and in case if there is a significant gap down on Infosys, where can be a good opportunity to enter and go long on Infosys. So if you go to the daily chart, and let's probably draw a horizontal line over here. So if you look at all this, these are areas of support where price have significantly bounced. Now eventually this support is going to break, and likely the market is likely going to push a little bit more to the downside. So if you look at this area over here, this rally based rally, this will be an important area for Infosys to watch out for, because 1650 has been a strong support, and usually when the strong support breaks, a lot of retail traders and investors will panic and begin to sell Infosys, and probably some traders might even go short, right? So 1631 to 1603 is an area to watch out for Infosys in the coming week, and if price do test these levels, then we might expect to see some strong bounces coming in probably in the IT sector and also in the Infosys stock. Premiums are high as of now, but the premiums are going to probably drop on Monday because of the results and everything coming out. So expectations are going to be comparatively low. So majority of the option sellers who have sold options on Infosys will likely make money on the volatility crash, to say so. But just because option selling is going to be making money for you because of the volatility crash or the crash, to say so, it's important to gauge the important levels over here, right? So 1631 to 1603 is a level to watch out in the coming week for Infosys. So this is it from my end. Looking forward to see you guys next week. Same place, same time. Till then, take care, everyone. Have a lovely week, and may all your trades be green. See you next week, everyone. Bye-bye.
We do not give any recommendations or financial advice. We request that the investors please consult their financial advisors or do their own research before investing.